So now we're at a different common bed to demonstrate how to put transplants into the ground. Like carrots, the first thing you have to do is prep your bed. Differently with carrots though, since this is a transplant and not just a seed, you also have to prep your transplant. The process of moving from whatever container your plants are in into the ground can be traumatic, so you want to lessen that however you can. The first most important thing is to harden them off. If they come straight from a nursery or from your basement where you sprouted them in a seed sprouting thing, they're not used to the sunlight and the cold nights, and so you need to harden them off over the course of a couple of weeks to get them used to the sunlight. Another thing you can do is water them ahead of time, and if you're really motivated, a week or so ahead of time, give them a little shot of fertilizer so they're strong and robust when it comes time to put them in the ground. After you've prepped your plant, the next thing you do is prep your hole. I love to add compost in with my peppers and tomatoes just because I really have a special place for peppers and tomatoes. So what I do is I add a handful of compost onto the ground and then I just work that into the soil. I'm not necessarily digging a hole, but I'm making a hole that my plant is going to go in, and that should be bigger than the seedling itself so that the roots have loose fertilized area to grow into. So I use my tool just to loosen the soil, and then I use my hands to actually make the hole. But the soil around the hole has already been loosened and fertilized. So now I'm going to take the plant out of the cup, and you have to be really careful because those are just our little baby roots. There we go. So now, without disturbing that root ball and busting it up, I'm going to place it in there so that the surface is the same as the surface of the soil. And then I'm really gently going to tuck it in. It's a little buddy. All right. And I'm not going to pack it down. I'm just going to make sure that it's filled in, and then it'll pack itself in when I water. So I want to contrast that specific pepper with one of these sunflowers to show you what compacted roots like. So if I were to be planting this, I would want to break this root ball up because otherwise those roots will maintain that knotted pattern. And then after you get your plant in the ground, you water it in.